Alright guys, I'm having some trouble with my phone. I don't have a laptop. I have to use my phone and my storage is running out. I'm trying to get you guys some solutions. Prepping, off-grid, alternate ways to do things, and stuff that's creative, unique, and helpful. I'm going to go over Goldbacks, a resource to do off-grid solar-powered systems, tech security, privacy, and social media platforms and VPNs that are helpful for you guys. And also, Cash App as a resource where if we can help each other immediately to get cash to people right away when they need it. Also, I want to talk about gardening, seeds, and preparing for uh, the planting seasons based on where you're at, things you can do now. I don't know what all I'll include in this. I'm going to try to get as much as I can, but I'm running out of space here. So I also wanted to talk about travel, maps, and things like that. So I'm going to start with the Goldbacks. I have a link, and I will get a very tiny percentage if you use my link, but it won't change the cost for you. I have the best and cheapest way to buy Goldbacks through Defy the Grid. And their company is a small business. They also have information about solar panels and things. Um, I can't do that right now. I can't even afford a laptop. But if you guys can, this might be a great resource for you, so I wanted to include it. So the Goldbacks right now are going for around, $3.65. About a year ago, they were at $2.85. So you can see that they have retained and gained value, while the dollar is, they're setting the dollar to crash. They want all sovereign nation currency to be under them through FedCoin, and I want to give you guys some solutions in case you need them. So these are beautiful. I did get some. They have a weight, a kind of heavier weight to them. They're beautiful. They're very nice, and they are a little bit larger than a typical bill. You can reacquire the gold out of them. You can also sell them back to Goldbacks. They're not going anywhere. They are gonna be around, and you are not gonna lose your money because you can get the gold right back out of these. They have all the information on their website, and I'll show you a video in a minute of how they make them. So they have different denominations: 1, 5, 10. You can see the price there on the screen. They got a 25 and a 50. And once again, it's you're actually getting the gold on it. So it has right on it. It shows how much gold is on it. You can get a set. This wallet, which would be awesome, but I could not afford that quite yet. The guy that did the review, I'll put in a link of the review in the description. They sent him a wallet and some samples through goldbacks.com, but I don't have that. I can't afford that right now, and I didn't get any samples or anything. I didn't ask for any, but I will tell you that if you can afford it, that wallet looks really very nice. They also, on Defy the Grid, they have de-Googled, ungoogled Pixel phones. That would be a very good thing to do for your security and communications, because if you have a phone and you have anything Google on it, Google can track and sell data. It's just not secure. I might cover this in another video. I can teach you guys how to get more control over your phone, at least for what you do have right now. I might cover that in this video. So I just wanted to show you. They don't have these up yet, but they're a small business. I assume they're going to have them up soon because this is new. I didn't see this a couple months ago when I was on here. So I think it's something that they are working on populating in their online store. This is the back of the Goldback. The back of the Goldback. So it is it's beautiful. I mean, the designs are nice. This is classy. I really like it. I have already used them in a trade, and the person was like astonished. They thought they were beautiful. So I haven't seen anybody that doesn't like them. Here is the solar panel setup that they explain here on their website. They offer a blueprint. This is the actual Goldback website. You go there, and right at the top, you see what the going rate for the Goldback is for one Goldback. So my $1 Goldback is worth $3.25 right now. And so, you know, like I said, about a year ago, they were at $2.85. I imagine these are going to go even higher, but the best, there's people selling these for like double and triple the cost on other websites or eBay or whatever, and you can get them for pretty much at cost, if not at cost. I think they're just a little tiny bit more when you go through the link I gave you. So you see it's only like 50-cent difference, but the other people were really pumping the price on them, which you can do. I mean, it's a free world here, right? But, well, yeah, that was dumb. But anyway, this tells a little bit more about it. I'll just leave it here a sec, let you guys read on your own or pause it. This just talks about their goals, and you know, they want to make it possible for anybody to have a choice on whether or not they want to, you know, use the regular currency and have inflation, or if you want to have another option, which I do. This would be great if all small businesses would start using and allowing these to be used for trade. They just talk about the actual creation costs and how they calculate things, so I just put that up there if you guys want to see that. And as it stands today, the Goldback is the cheapest 1/1000th of an ounce gold product that is commercially sold in the entire world. If you can find a cheaper one, let us know. And it goes on to talk about that. This is all on the Goldbacks website. And this is the video, how they're made.
After we receive finalized artwork, the layout and parameters are adjusted for a customized printer. Test sheets are checked for image quality. The artwork is printed onto a clear polyester in 4 colors at 1200 dpi and wound onto spools, ready for coating. Inside the vacuum deposition machine, the precious metal source is prepared for ionic bombardment. After the chamber is sealed, air is removed from the chamber to create vacuum. Once the air is gone, deposition begins. The glow visible here is the metal plasma depositing onto the printed roll, moving past it. Throughout the deposition process, the machine is carefully monitored and controlled to ensure a precise deposit of gold. Next, the results are assayed. A crucible with aurum inside is heated to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. The polyester is burned away. After the assay process, the crucible contains a sphere of 24-karat gold, which is weighed using a sensitive scale. This process confirms the exact content of the aurum and also allows the precious metal to be recovered. The rolls of of Orem are then laminated to protect the gold under a layer of tough, clear film. They are then precisely cut to produce the finished Orem. This process allows Orem to be mass-produced at a low cost per unit, allowing gold to be owned, cherished, and traded easily and inexpensively. The Orem makes possible the true democratization of gold.
I hope the volume was decent. If you go to the goldbacks.com website, you can find the link there and rewatch the video if you couldn't hear it well. But they're high quality. They're very nice. Here they explain that they're being sold about as fast as they can be produced right now. So they even had to pull their ads just so that they didn't get so behind on their product stock because they were getting sold out everywhere. Just more pictures. Okay, guys, I'm going to go on to talk about big tech. But once again, I will include links to everything in the description, and I'll pin a comment so that if you guys are interested in the Goldbacks, you have a link to the, in my opinion, the best place to get them at the lowest cost, and also links to everything I talk about. So, going on about getting deplatformed, stuff like that. I watched some videos, and this guy is awesome, and he's made his own social media platform that we can go on that is secure, private, and you don't have to give your phone number and stuff like that. So I'm going to give you the info so you can look it up for yourself, and I'll include links. But one of the best things you can do to turn your camera and your microphone and stuff like that off, you can go into developer mode, and you can give yourself the actual button that when you swipe down up at the top, all you do is push that, or click it, and it shuts all that stuff off. So it works. I tried it, and what you do is you go into, let's see here if I can, hang on. Okay, I can't find my screenshots I wanted to show you, but if I'll give you guys the link, and I'm going to tell you what to do. You want to go into your phone where it gives your version of your software version or whatever. You click it 7 times, and then it's going to put you in developer mode, and then you're going to want to go into you want to turn off the Bluetooth scanning like I'm showing here. That's something a little bit separate, but it will stop that from constantly scanning out for Bluetooth. But once you go into developer mode, then there is an option. I'll see if I can find that at least. Hang on. I'm going to let him explain it because that's going to be best. Please go give him a sub, a like, and hit the bell for him. This guy's amazing.
For privacy.
You're going to search for privacy in your settings.
On the list. Usually this is the first level menu on all Androids, but it's not always in the same position. Once you get into the privacy section, I just want to make sure you know to always quickly preview the privacy permissions section. You always need to be aware of which apps have which permission. Sometimes we get lazy and we install an app, and then we discover later that the app has been given access to, let's say, location data. And without your knowledge, some app will be selling your location data together with your device fingerprint. I've told you this story before. It was revealed in the press almost a couple of years ago now that some investment company actually spied on employees at Tesla. They wanted to get an employee headcount over time, so someone just bought the list of people that had a location at the Tesla plant. And that investment company made a ton of money, I'm sure, because they got inside information about Tesla without talking to an actual insider. They used the information to determine where the stock will go after the quarterly earnings announcement. They wanted to know if Tesla was going to be able to increase their capacity to produce as many cars as they promised. And sure enough, the location data showed a large increase in employees over time. And they managed that because most people don't check privacy settings, or apps have a way of circumventing permissions. Anyway, in this privacy permissions area, be aware of location permissions being granted, and of course, camera and microphone permissions. And a new biggie that may not be obvious is a section on body sensors and physical activity. I have another video on the inertial measurement unit so you can understand what that does. If you inadvertently give an app permissions for body sensors, you are giving permission for the use of the inertial measurement unit, or IMU. This is the sensor responsible for the gyro and the accelerometer. Basically, this sensor can track your movement so that in essence, it can plot a location from a known point. It's a secondary location tracker. For example, it will know when you go to the bathroom. It can plot your location from a known point, so even if a GPS is off, it can plot as you move away from your home. It is also possible for the sensor to actually capture sound through vibrations on the phone itself. That's how sensitive that inertial measurement unit is. Unfortunately, if you look at the permission section, Android limits us to turning it off only for data related to body sensors and physical activity. If an app pulls data directly from the IMU without using the programming interface for body-related data, then we cannot control it. We are not given the option to turn it off completely for phones in the app permission settings. Fortunately, this is the first thing I will teach you today, how to shut off the sensors. But there's a side effect. When you turn off the sensors, it will actually shut off the camera and the microphone and the IMU. So in essence, you will have a complete privacy kill switch. So let me show it to you already enabled on my phone. Do is pull down the top menu and you will see I have an extra button there that is the sensors off button. If I tap on it, the sensors off icon will appear in the top bar. And just to test it, I will go to the camera app and you will see the camera no longer works.
I did this and this is correct.
If you're in fear of someone
work on
watching
mine
you
as
through
well.
your phone, this is a great tool. Turn off your sensors when you're not using the camera, microphone, or IMU. Apparently, I'm still able to make calls, by the way, so it doesn't appear to affect the phone functions, which is cool. So how do you enable this? Follow these exact steps. First, click on the settings gear icon. Then at the top, click on the search bar. Or in some phones like the Samsung, you have to click on the magnifying glass at the top first before you can search. Then search for build number. Click the build number item in the search results. It will then show you a screen with the build number on it.
For another alternate path, I wanted to let you guys know what he's explaining. If you go to About Phone and then go to your MIUI version, then tap that 7 times, and then you are knighted as a developer.
So it's not always the same. Now all we're concerned about is tapping the build number 7 times. Then it will say you are now in developer mode. Next step is to go to the search bar again and search for developer options. And this will display something like this. Again, it may not appear exactly the same on every phone. Now scroll down until you find the option Quick Settings Developer Tiles. Select that. And then on Android 10 or 11, you will see the selection Sensors Off. So enable that as shown here. And as soon as you do that, the Sensors Off button will now be accessible to you as a quick kill switch. Next, I'm going to show you a new feature on Android 10, which I'm guessing is what enables contact tracing. I'm actually glad that I found this because it means we have a way of disabling contact tracing if we wish. I've always been wary of this because it can be used for so many more things other than contact tracing for infections. To find this little feature, go to Settings and the Settings search bar again, and then type the word Nearby. And depending on the phone, this may return different results. On my stock Samsung S9, what I see is the option called Nearby Device Scanning. On my de-Googled Pixel 4, the option on Lineage OS is called Bluetooth Scanning. Now let's just read this carefully so you understand exactly what I've been talking about.
Just so you know, I did check and mine was automatically allowed, and I followed his instructions, and that's what I was showing you just a minute ago.
In other videos. As I said before, and this proves me right, this little contact tracing feature puts Bluetooth in hyperactive mode, so it will emit signals even when not connected or disabled. On the Samsung S9, this option says, your phone will scan for devices even when Bluetooth is turned off. On the Pixel 4 Lineage OS, it says, allow apps and devices to scan for nearby devices at any time, even when Bluetooth is off. Well, I don't know about you people, but I'm definitely permanently leaving this always off, and I will check to make sure it is never turned on. Again, be careful because some contact tracing app will likely turn this on. Next, we will search for the other option which you've already seen on the Pixel 4, and that is Wi-Fi scanning. So to find this on your phone, search in Settings for the words Wi-Fi scan. And it should bring you to the switch for Wi-Fi scanning. I would recommend that you leave this off. Now, let me first explain what this does and perhaps what this switch does not do. Unfortunately, I can only guess on some of this because we don't have the source code to Google Apps. There are 3 specific functions related to what I call Wi-Fi scanning. So it is not entirely clear on what this switch relates to. Anyway, there are 3 Wi-Fi scanning related activities on your phone as far as I'm concerned. Number 1 is Wi-Fi triangulation. Number 2 is something called Wi-Fi probes. And number 3 is crowdsourced Wi-Fi location collection. We will assume that this functions for the specific purpose laid out in the Android 10 AOSP source code, which is Wi-Fi triangulation. Wi-Fi triangulation means that the phone will look for nearby Wi-Fi networks. It will collect the MAC addresses or unique IDs of those Wi-Fi networks. And then by giving a list of 2 or more Wi-Fi MAC addresses to Google, together with the relative strength of each of those Wi-Fis, the Google geolocation system will triangulate your position within 6 feet. And this works indoors. This is particularly useful to location trackers since the GPS does not work indoors and may not be as accurate. Note, by the way, that there is no option given in Android to turn off GPS at all. Really zucked up. So while the phone is always on, it is always tracking. So by turning Wi-Fi scanning off, you're in essence turning off the Wi-Fi triangulation. Now, the other 2 functions related to Wi-Fi scanning are likely not affected by the switch. The second function related to Wi-Fi scanning is called a Wi-Fi probe. The way this works, your Wi-Fi is always on and it sends a probe message that anyone can capture as a radio frequency announcement or broadcast. And what it's announcing is the MAC address of your device. A MAC address is a unique identifier of your phone. It's like a serial number. This announces your presence as a probe message so someone can identify the presence of your phone within an area using the MAC address of the phone. It's very similar to that nearby devices feature which is used for contact tracing, except that that's Bluetooth and this is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a longer range, so it's not as suitable for immediate contact tracing, but it's very useful for proximity detection. Anyone can know you're around just by having your phone on you. It's like having your phone ring an automatic doorbell when you're nearby, and this could reach to 200 feet or more. I don't think this switch turns this Wi-Fi probe feature off because this is used to list the Wi-Fi networks on your Wi-Fi list. So if you can see the Wi-Fi networks on the list, then this probe is working. Now, there's another section in developer options called Wi-Fi throttling. And I don't think this stops Wi-Fi probes necessarily because it doesn't say that, but it throttles it. So I think what this does is reduce the amount of Wi-Fi probes so it's not as often as the original, which is multiple times a second. So this is more of a battery saver rather than some sort of privacy technique. So I just want to make sure we're aware of that because that's in the developer options. There's a third related activity to Wi-Fi scanning that's well known and is done by Google only. The code is not in AOSP or the Android open source, so it has to be part of Google Apps. This is where Google builds the location database by scanning all Wi-Fis around the world, their GPS location and their relative Wi-Fi strengths. I call this crowdsourced Wi-Fi location collection. This is part of the huge Wi-Fi database of Google and is actually what is used to populate the geolocation infrastructure. Apple does it as well and has their own version. This activity makes use of the same Wi-Fi scanning features. But I am not confident that this Wi-Fi scanning switch has any influence over the Google collection of Wi-Fi MAC addresses and GPS positions. And why is this important? Remember that your phone, if you have a stock Google Android, is logged into Google with your Google ID, so they know who you are. This gives your device a fingerprint. Because the device fingerprint can be matched to the locations of Wi-Fi sent to Google, then Google can easily derive the location of every phone in the world in real time. This is the feature I always want to turn off, and I can't on a Google Android. Notice that the wording of the Google scanning does not make any mention of the crowdsourced Wi-Fi tracking in the Wi-Fi scanning settings. So based on that, I don't think that it can be turned off. But this feature does not exist on a Google Android like this little Android here. So the only way to remove the crowdsourced Wi-Fi scanning that Google does is to not install Google apps on a phone. In other words, to have a Google phone. I have many videos on Google phone, so make sure to check those out. By the way, if you compare the same phone running the stock Google Android to a phone running AOSP or Android Google, you will see that the battery will last twice as long. And that's because certain telemetry activities like app tracking and certainly the crowdsourced Wi-Fi scanning will not exist in a Google phone. So those are the main hacks that can help your privacy. Now let's talk about the other security features which we think might aid our privacy but probably doesn't do that. One of the newest features of Android 10 and later is Wi-Fi MAC address.
Guys, I'll let you watch this on your own.
When you connect to a Wi-Fi,
I'll put the link to his channel in the description and I'll put it in the comments and I'll pin it. Definitely go sub and support everything he's doing. I'm going to show you now the video, a brief video, and give you the link to that video where he is talking about the social media platform that he has created. I signed up there. I'll give you my screen name in the description and in the pinned comment. And also, I will give you a link to, well, hang on. I'll get that first.
Tech will take this new surveillance economy. Having the ability to know each of our thoughts as individuals allows them to manipulate the message. I call big tech MAGA FT. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Twitter. With decentralization of information flow through a few platforms, collection of your individual thoughts and ideas, and the addition of advanced AI already made, we are truly going to be in a deep world of hurt. Big tech will have the ability to
Right here is his screen name on the Brax.me app. It's encrypted conversations on an open source platform, and that is going to be the best solution for all of us.
control information in a way that suits them. Watch that video on Angry at Big Tech if you want to understand the
Also
concept
on library,
of control
which is
that I'm revealing to
odyssey.com,
you.
ODYSEE.
In this video, we take the next step. If we understand how the manipulation works, we can counter the AI and they will not be able to manipulate us. If many more people do as I say, we can actually weaken big tech. So are you ready to learn today? This is a big picture solution. I already have many videos that go into the specifics, but this will give you a conceptual understanding of where to start and why. I'm on the video platform Odyssey.com where I post videos ahead of YouTube. More than ever, I always need to make sure I have a backup plan in case I get deplatformed. So please make sure to join me there. You can follow me there using the link in the description. You all need a VPN to protect your privacy. I run my own VPN service for those that want to be on the down low, and it's Bytes VPN. It comes with Tor, Pi-hole for ad blocking, and servers worldwide. It is also preset to work with my own VPN and Tor Brax router.
This is awesome,
your
guys.
privacy game
If you can
with
afford
these
it, do
tools.
this.
Your purchase of my privacy product supports this channel, and it's so appreciated. You can see the description for more info. In order to weaken big tech, we need to shame those people with the "I have nothing to hide" mantra. Those people are the gullible ones. They will be the ones targeted by the AI. Their opinions will be swayed by social media, and they will vote based on the limited messaging they will receive. These people, who I call sheep, really have no idea about how we as a population will be controlled if the majority are misinformed or manipulated. Unfortunately, both the sheep and the wolves get one vote, and those who control the information get to raise more sheep. But we have to start somewhere, so stay put if you want to learn how to be a wolf. I will teach you how to beat tech at their own surveillance game. The interesting fact about big tech collecting our data and using our data is not really about hiding what we do. In fact, some people think the answer is in encryption and making ourselves invisible by not using the internet and so on. But we do not win with this method. All it does is concentrate the sheep into even more identifiable groups of people, while the others will have stayed away from big tech platforms. Big tech still wins. The actual solution, folks, is to make their data useless by preventing them from identifying each of you as individuals. And as we get smarter, we can actually confuse them about what our opinions really are, so they will not be able to react properly. If they can't target a message to an individual, they are forced to generalize message, and that is less effective and requires more resources to communicate it. This will weaken the ability of big tech. Let me give you an analogy, and that is with polling. During the 2016 election here in the US, the pollsters were so wrong in their predictions, and this continued even to the 2020 elections, where the real versus predicted votes were far apart. Instead of the actual 50-50 split that we see in the election results, pollsters predicted that one side was ahead by 10% for most of the election season. I'm guessing that the reason this happened was because people didn't truthfully acknowledge who they were going to vote for. Whether from peer pressure or perhaps fear of social media shaming, a lot of people didn't speak out to pollsters. Now, whether my guess is accurate or not is not the point. You can see that giving inaccurate information to the pollsters screws up the expectations. By the same token, if social media or big tech in general thinks you're on a different side than you actually are, they will make wrong decisions, they will allocate resources inaccurately, and they will be unable to predict behavior, just like the pollsters. And this, my friends, is generally called disinformation. Big tech has decided to classify certain types of news and information that come our way as fake news. This could be an example of an attempt to minimize an idea by calling it fake news. Here's another one, calling it a conspiracy theory. Like many people will minimize my message by calling me a tinfoil hat. Now, I'm not here to categorize anything coming our way as fake news, conspiracy theories, or not. What I'm interested in doing is to feed the disinformation in reverse. Feed the big tech AI disinformation. They are as vulnerable to disinformation as we are. Big tech collects a lot of data from us. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our financial status, our purchasing habits, our desires, our political ideas, our religious ideas, our relationships, our medical data. Someone actually naively said to me, these companies don't have people sifting through this data. And someone said the same thing about the three-letter agencies in the government who spy on us. That's a lot of work to track me. These comments are so idiotic, I don't know what to say. Maybe they think we're still using the Apple II computer for processing. Well, duh. Obviously, all the analysis is done in bulk by an AI. The same AI that can facially recognize everyone in every photo on Facebook. The same AI that understands who is connected to whom with relationship maps. The same AI that actually changes or removes the comments on the New York Times or Facebook timeline. This, by the way, is done using the Jigsaw AI from Alphabet. Auto-remove inappropriate content. Anyway, to back the original point, all our data is being collected. This is called the surveillance economy because in exchange for your free data, you get to use various apps from big tech for free. Someone left a comment on my video. That's a fair exchange. My information for free apps. Cool! So never mind how that kind of comment angers me. The point is that our data, just like any data collected for any purpose, must have an index and must be searchable in order to be useful. Now imagine a big library with millions of books without an index. How useful can that be? For a library to function, there has to be an index of books with a summary of the subject matter and some sort of grouping so we can categorize them. If we do that in some way, plus adding identifiers like author, publisher, dates of publication, and you can see that the library will be useful. If you remove the indices and we just pile up the books like in a warehouse, I would call that library useless, right? Well, that is part one of the approach to weakening.
So you guys go over here, watch the rest of this video. It is wonderful. But he goes on to talk about the Brax.me social media platform. Like I said, sign up, guys. Get off of Facebook. To get off of Facebook, if you want to save your data, you can go into your settings, your account, and request a download of your data. Should just take a little bit. Go back where you requested it, and it'll be there where you can click to download it. Once you do that, you have everything saved locally, and then you have to log back in to get that. So don't cancel your account until you've gotten that and you've saved it and backed it up. I haven't opened mine. I don't know if you need, I don't know, what it, if you need to log in to do that. You shouldn't though. But test that out if you want. But get your stuff backed up if you're still on Facebook, and then the best thing you can do is delete your account. Like delete everything in it, so that you've deleted all your crap that's in there the best you can or whatever, and then like delete your account. That's the best you can do for that. I'm gonna also talk about the contact tracing. If you are not wanting to get the vaccine, or if you need a card, you're worried about the tracking, you're worried about the documentation, I'll give you a link also in the description, and I have everything in the description. If I forget something that I mentioned and you need it, leave a comment, because I have all this to give you in links. I just have to pull it all together. But hang on one second and I'll get you the other. Okay. So, guys, this is the vaccination record card that they're giving out when you go through the vaccination drive-thrus and stuff like that. So I'll give you a link to this. That way you can fill it out as you need to, and you'll have that handy. So just a heads up on that. I would think technically, I swear this is different than when I was starting to make this video like a month ago or something. And I swear the definition changed. Because when I read it, it almost sounded like it could be anything. Well, really, you could almost make it anything. But I just wanted to give you this link here. Okay, and this is the search engine that I use. I really like it. I thought it was great. Somebody left me a comment and said that it reminded them of that it was owned by some of the same groups that we try to avoid. I don't know. I would like some feedback on that. But I wanted to talk about when you're going off grid, considering having either a app that is not tied to the internet that has your maps on it, or paper maps. Rand McNally is a great place for maps for just about anything. I had a family member who drove truck and swore by the Rand McNally maps. I have an older one. Sometimes when you go to the gas station of a local small gas station or something, they might have free maps of the area there. That's something you should do, is grab those. Plus, if you have that in your car, if you get stuck somewhere, I mean, if you know where you're going and stuff, you don't really need the map, and make great kindling. So there's that. I wanted to throw that out there. Something you might not think about, but definitely needed. This is the app that I was referred to probably a year ago. I think it was. And JWTV is who showed me this. And you can download maps of certain areas, and it works offline. Here, let me show you these. And you can share your area that you're going, whatever, with other people. Weather, fishing, different tools. So I don't know much about this. I did have it on my other phone. I'm running out of room on this one. I'm going to consider getting this again, but that is another resource for everybody. And this is Cash App. I am not crazy about any of these money apps and things that are connected with crypto. I believe that cryptocurrency is the monetary exchange that they are implementing for the globalist New World Order leading to Mark of the Beast. However, I do have this. They do mail you a credit card, and it works great for getting cash to somebody right away that they can use right then, like immediately. I have sent money to family in urgent situations, and I sent it, they got it, and they could use it right there at the store. So we need to consider other ways, if we're not going to do this, of getting help to each other. We need to bear one another's burdens and be there for each other, because that's going to be all we have is each other. And the Bible says they'll know us by our love for one another. Like, that's what the body of Christ is about, is being there for each other. And money isn't important, but people need it to live sometimes. So we do have to do that. With the economy going the way it is, and with situations going as they are, persecutions coming, persecutions here, and we need to be able to be prepared to bear one another's burdens joyfully. So I think this could be a good option. And if somebody has a better option set up, let me know. But we need to start setting logistics up to be there for each other. And I think it was Grim Survival that was discussing a plan, and he's working out. If it's not him, I'm sorry. I'll try to find it. I would like to connect with them and get some of the different ideas that I have combined with some of the ideas that he has, because he's already got his stuff kind of going, where if you are connected, that you can contact people. Let's say you're going to travel out of state, that there might be people from our groups along the way where you can stop, and instead of getting a hotel, maybe you can camp out in their yard for a night, stuff like that. And also having caches with communications and supplies and things like that in strategic locations for everybody. Stuff that we need to be thinking about, and also ways that we can communicate outside of the internet. Some people are getting ham radios and different communication systems. FCC is starting to already clamp down on that, like more like bullying people. Oh, be careful. Make sure you're not doing illegal things. But people have to communicate, and when their free speech is taken online, I mean, where else? People are going to speak. People should be allowed to speak. There's a ham radio expert that did a video on the different types of communication systems that you should get if you need to get going right now in emergency. And I will try to find that and link it as well. But this is something that I think that we need to be getting the logistics set up. I'm not sure, a lot of people most people don't want to give their information out. I don't want to give my information out. We got to find some way to vet people, do something that we can get addresses so we can mail stuff back and forth, things like this. But we got to find out, we need to figure out, negotiate some way to do this in a fair, safe, and secure manner, because we have to be able to connect with each other and reach each other in times of trouble. Nobody should be alone. Nobody should feel alone, and nobody should have to go through anything like alone, or, at least be praying for each other. I mean, this is just a little bit of what I've been thinking about here, guys. But let me see if there's something else I was going to tell you. Yeah, I was even considering, maybe we could get some kind of fund, kind of like a storehouse. In Acts, they had a storehouse to take care of each other, and the we're called to specifically, especially take care of the widows, the fatherless, and the poor, and we need to consider doing stuff like this, and how we're going to vet things and all that. Now, another thing I want to talk about, guys, is gardening. That is really what I was trying to switch my channel over to about a year or so ago. Hang on. So here's rareseeds.com. This is Baker Creek's Heirloom Seeds website. This is a really great website. There are so many different kinds of seeds, and there are other good websites to get seeds. Little Shop of Seeds, and there is one where you can, I think it's Seed Savers Exchange. But this one is, where I get the majority of my seeds, and or at least I wouldn't say majority, but I did get quite a few elsewhere. But it's a good resource. You can get a catalog. They have one catalog that's like free, and then they have one catalog that has like everything and is amazing. It's you can order it $25, but oh, I thought they had a free one. I swear they do, you guys. But so they got recipes, growing tips, all that kind of good stuff. But live plants, bulbs, all that good stuff. But you need to start thinking about what you're going to be doing as far as growing stuff. Even if you don't want to eat what you're going to grow, you can trade with it. Even if you keep the seeds and you sell the seeds, you can learn about seed saving and use that for trade. I'll be selling some seeds here soon. But when they first started the lockdowns, people were noticing inside stores areas of the store being taped off as not essential. And one of those places that got banned was the garden center. And you couldn't buy seeds. And then there was a run on seeds online, and you could not get much. Everything was just getting sold out. All the seeds were getting sold out. And I would suggest, if you're going to stock up on something and you can afford it, to stock up on seeds. Get vegetable seeds, try new things in your area. Even if it's not supposed to grow there, give it a try. You never know. You might get it to grow. I was successful at getting some blue corn to grow. I got a couple of those to grow this past year. That was pretty cool. Some rare melons, and it's just fun. It's very fulfilling. You learn more about God and nature. It is such a wonderful thing to do. It's great physical therapy, mental therapy, and you're growing something that is good and healthy for your family. You can get things to grow your own medicine. If you get a book or watch some videos about the different herbal treatments for things, I make a notebook where I write down all the different herbal treatments for specific ailments. And there's a lot of things that cross over for different ailments. And I think back to watching Townsend, I think it was, and he was recreating like a old story of somebody going to on a journey and stopping by to get medicine, and how they had like some of the medicine, it was like good for like different things. Well, I think maybe that's actually true, because I noticed like a pattern of certain things that were like good for many different ailments. So you could start growing medicine. You could start growing things to create crafts. You could grow, even if you feel like you can't grow fruits or vegetables, you could grow like the sorghum grass or one of the grass type things or hemp or whatever, and make like products out of what you're growing. You could get the gourds that you dry and have the sponge, make the sponge out of them. One gourd, you can make several sponges with that. And you can look up how to do all that. But I wanted to give this reference, especially because I haven't been able to do any gardening videos because I had so many physical problems this past year that I wasn't able to garden, really. I did get some stuff in the ground, but I wasn't able to really do much of anything with anything. So I'm hoping this year that changes. But I wanted to at least let you guys know, where to go to get the majority of your seeds. I'll probably be putting a video out within the next few weeks about some different seeds that I'm going to offer for sale. I probably put them on eBay or something, but I'll let you guys know if you guys want any. And I might do a seed giveaway, and I might do a seed exchange where everybody mails seeds in, and then I make up like packets and mail it back out to everybody, where everybody gets a little bit of something from everybody. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. If I see a lot of people want to do that, then I will definitely do that. But I am also thinking about doing a giveaway for a $1 Goldback. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I might do that. If I see that you guys are buying them and you're wanting to get involved in that, we may take it up a level, and maybe we'll do some kind of website where we can list, different businesses that we know are taking them, things like that. I'm hoping to get a website up. It might take a while. It might be another month. I don't know, because I have a lot of ideas, and I want to try to make a place where everybody can go, like one place where we can go that we can keep track of where people are. Like if somebody gets kicked off Twitter and you don't know where they are, where you can go on that website and find their old Twitter and then have their new wherever they are. Like if they go to brax.me, then we could have like, at I got banned on Twitter is now, at I'm not banned on brax.me. And then you can click and go find them again. But I don't want to do it if you guys don't want me to do it. Like if you guys are interested in this, let me know in the comments different ideas you have, and if you'd be up for any of that. If you guys want to donate, my Cash App will be in the description. I don't think it would, hang on. I don't think it would initially cost too much for me to get it up and going, but it'll require a lot of maintenance, and it depends on how many people we have, what other things that I get put on it. I'd like to have like shirt sales and with funny things on them, and seeds, and just any links to anybody else's business and stuff that's made in USA products, stuff like that. I want to connect with Anomaly on his project that he's doing with that, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm looking over my list, and I think I've covered most everything that I have really been wanting to share with you guys. If you guys have any different tips that might help people right now, leave it in the comments. I really appreciate it. And I think that I covered everything. Oh, no. I do want to say that one other thing. One way we can connect if we are not online is through flash drives in the mail. So let's say we do make that website where we can find each other, okay? Let's say we want to have videos get out to people and we don't have a way to do it. We could make a specific hashtag or a specific word, something, and then put the videos on the flash drive and then sell the video on eBay for, just enough to make it worth doing. Then anybody that wants that could buy it. Like, let's say you say quantity, 20 or whatever you want to do. So then anybody who goes to the website is going to know what to search on eBay, and they're going to find that, and then it'll come up, and then they can get that, and then the person can send it to them, and things are more secure and validated. You're not just sending it out to anybody. So that was an idea I had. And another tip that I wanted to share with you guys is all of your data that you have on Google Cloud. I'm working on this as well. I have a big problem because I got a bunch of stuff, and I think that they deleted like 20 gigs of my stuff, and I need to get it onto an external hard drive. I have a tech degree, but I am really behind on tech because I haven't been able to afford anything. So but if I had what I needed, that's what I would do. I'd get everything put onto an external drive. So I'm going to recommend to you guys, get an external drive if you can. Get everything backed up on it. If you can really afford it, I'm sorry. If you can really afford it, it would be best to have it in two locations. Like, have a backup drive where you're at, where you back everything up, and then sync it to a drive elsewhere at a family's house, something. That way, if anything happens, that data is not lost, and you are covered, But if you can get off of Google completely, that would be best. If you want to back up your email, you can get, I think, Thunderbird. You can do this where you get your email set up through the application. You can download, you have to make sure you have enough room to do this, but you can download all of your emails off of the Google server. And then once you have those all locally, then make sure that you don't have it set where it syncs with the server, but rather that it downloads from the server only, because you don't want, if you go online and delete everything out of your email, you don't want it to delete when you open Thunderbird back up to sync and then have everything deleted. But once you get everything downloaded onto the third-party email client, then you can go delete all your emails and your account with Google. So once you get everything backed up off the cloud onto an external drive, and then you go in and you save all your emails onto Thunderbird, then you can go in and delete your Google account completely. That's just the idea. You might want to make sure if you have anything saved in Maps or other Google applications that you use to save all that before you do that. Just a thought. But it's really important that we get our stuff backed up, because what they're doing right now, I think that they might even be going into people's online drives and deleting data. I had a ton of stuff that I had saved from Ali Alexander because he spoke that he was a militant Catholic looking for a new crusade, and just the stuff he was saying before the DC thing on the 6th, like, I was keeping an eye on him and I saved his videos and stuff. It's gone. It's all gone. I have no idea what happened. I don't know why that specifically would be taken out of my stuff. I don't know what else is missing, but I have got to get my stuff off of the interweb. So I want to let you guys know so you can be aware and get your stuff saved and be more independent with your data, your privacy, and your voice, because your voice is important. So let me see. I think that we've got everything covered I wanted to talk about today. I think that's it. I know it's a lot, guys, but this is stuff that I have been trying to make a video about for a while. I apologize that I don't have fancy videos, and this is the way it is, but the most important thing is that you get the information and you do what you need to do with that information. But I am trying to give you resources and tools that you can be more independent and free and do what you need to do. So let's keep each other in prayer and do everything we can do to support and take care of each other. So you guys have a wonderful day, and God bless.